Bharatiya Ganitam, a documentary series that we started some time ago on this channel Project SHIVOHAM to bring forward all the great contributions that came from Bharat in the field of mathematics over thousands of years. Till now on this channel we produced 3 episodes: Bharatiya Ganitam, the mindset, origins of Vedic geometry, origins of negative numbers. For certain reasons, last 7 to 8 months I could not produce a single doc film in this lineup. Now I'm trying to restart the subject with the 4th episode, the ancient Indian algorithms on supercomputing. Let's get started. So as usual, let's cut this doc film into 3 chapters. The first chapter, let's try and understand the background and context of what the supercomputing is all about. And in the second chapter, let's try and understand the algorithms defined for supercomputing. And lastly, in the third chapter, let's try and understand the key takeaways. And in the context of key takeaways, let me emphasize the reason or objective why I started this web series of Bharatiya Ganitam. These are going to be very short doc films, unlike the other ones which are going to go for 30 minutes and 40 minutes. These will be 10 minutes or under 10 minutes, just to provide the authentic references about the inventions and discoveries happened in the field of mathematics in ancient Bharat. So these videos are going to be very brief, to the point, and especially these videos will help students or anyone who would like to pick up research in this field to get the right coordinates. So with that said, let's get started. So let's get to the first chapter, the background and context. Let us take a small Sanskritam slokam. Shown here is a snippet from Bhavani Ashtakam written by Jagadguru Adi Shankaracharya, and it goes like this: Na tato, na mata, na bandhur, na data, na putro, na putri, na bhrutyo, na bharta, na jaya, na vidya, na vruttir, mamaiva, gatistvam, gatistvam, tvameka bhavani. As you can feel, obviously there is a wave pattern while reciting this slokam. That is because Adi Shankaracharya composed this slokam as an alternating sequence of short syllables and long syllables. As you can see here, all the black letters are short syllables and all the red letters are long syllables. Now what is a syllable? It is just about how you spell a given letter. And if it has just vowel, it is called as short syllable. And if it's a combination of vowel and a consonant, then it is called as a long syllable. In Sanskritam, a short syllable is called as laghu and a long syllable is called as guru. As you can see here, this slokam, no matter who recites it, just by reciting itself, you can feel that rhythmic pattern embedded into the slokam by Adi Shankaracharya. Creating such kind of a slokam, or for that matter, any piece of poetry, it's all about wordplay, how you pick and choose different words to convey the right meaning and bring in the right rhythm. In Sanskritam, there are predefined rhythmic templates which you need to fill in with the words that you pick and choose and construct. And these rhythmic templates enforce you to create such kind of words which will exactly fit in this template in terms of combinations of guru and laghu. And because of that combination of these letters fit well into these rhythmic templates, Sanskritam slokas are produced that give an effect of rhythm when anyone recites it. Take this piece of Vishnu Sastranamam for instance. Visvam Vishnu Vashatkaro Bhuta Bhavya Bhavat Prabhu Bhuta Krud Bhuta Bhrudbhavo Bhutatma Bhuta Bhavaraha Bhutatma Paramatma Cha Muktanam Paramagatihi Avyayah Purushas Sakshi Ksheprajnokshara Yevacha Yogo Yoga Vidham Neta Pradhana Purusheswaraha Narasimha Vapuh Shriman Keshavah Purushottamaha. As you can listen, there is a rhythm embedded in Vishnu Sastranamam. That is because a rhythmic template called as Anushtubh is chosen to create Vishnu Sastranamam by Bhishmacharya. Now the base for Vishnu Sastranamam is the rhythmic template called Anushtubh Chandas, and this template enforces you to create such kind of words which when put together create a harmonious effect when you recite them. And the subject matter that governs this entire process is called as Chanda Sastram. Chanda Sastram heavily deals with creation of word combinations to fit into this rhythmic templates to produce Sanskritam slokas which are bound by chandas, making them easy to recite and memorize and recall. So our main interest in picking up this subject is, while picking these letters and creating the word combinations that fit exactly into these rhythmic templates, there is a heavy and advanced mathematics involved in Bharat as part of Chanda Sastram. And I'm not using the word advanced just like that. I mean it and I stand by it. It is highly advanced mathematics as part of Chanda Sastram. Let's try and understand that. This is the landscape of the Vedic education system, which I presented in many of my doc films. As you see here, Chanda Sastram is a Vedanga that gives the linguistic rhythm, making the Vedic subject easily memorizable and recitable, so that you don't have to carry a book all the time. Just memorize what kind of chandas it is, and then the words naturally flow in. So it's a very, very essential part of the Vedic education system, the Chanda Sastram. With that background and context, let's move to the second chapter, the algorithms on supercomputing. Some mind-blowing aspects about Chanda Sastram. Let's try and understand that. As I said, Chanda Sastram is all about creating the word combinations that fit in the predefined rhythmic templates to create that harmonious and memorizable experience with the slokas and mantras and whatnot. So as part of this process, you have to construct different kinds of words that fit into these templates. Here is where you have to deal with heavy calculations on the number of permutations and combinations possible with the letters to create specific words that fit into these rhythmic templates. And to execute such kind of complex calculations, Maharshi Pingalacharya, he gave certain algorithms through which we can execute complex calculations of permutations and combinations in matter of seconds. And this is the reason why I titled this doc film as the ancient Indian algorithms on supercomputing. And now let us try and understand what are those algorithms. The first algorithm given by Maharshi Pingalacharya is called as Prasthara. Let's say I want to construct a 4-lettered word. How can I construct a 4-lettered word with different combinations of Laghu and Guru, that is the short syllables and long syllables? Take a look at this black strip. Here there are 4-lettered combinations: Laghu, 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 Guru, Laghu, Laghu, Guru, Laghu, Laghu, and so on. Like, these are all possible combinations in which I can construct a 4-lettered word. So how can I exhaustively elaborate how many combinations I would be getting for a 4-lettered word? Because once I have this exhaustive list of all possible combinations of a 4-lettered word, I can substitute real letters into this template to create such kind of a word structure, which will fit into that rhythmic template that we just saw, to create a harmonious experience. As you just heard in Vishnu Sahasranamam, Visvam Vishnu Vashatkaro Bhuta Bhavya Bhavat Prabhu Bhuta Krut Bhuta Bhavo Bhutatma Bhuta Bhavanaha. In this slokam, words starting with Bhav are chosen, and all the words are of equal number of syllables. Bhuta Krut Bhuta Bhavo Bhutatma Bhuta Bhavanaha. How was this achieved? First of all, I need to understand what should be the basic construct of my word. And to know that, I should know what are all the possible scenarios for that word construct. And this algorithm is basically to calculate that. Maharshi Pingalacharya says, Dvika Glau Misraucha Prudagla Misraha. That is the algorithm he defined. Let's try and understand what is that. There are 3 steps in this algorithm, and the first step says Dvika Glau. The translation is there are 2 syllables. Guru and Laghu, Dvika Glau, 2 syllables, Guru and Laghu. And the second step says Misraucha, which means mix themselves. And the third step of the algorithm says Prudagla Misraha, which means to repeat the step number 2 and mix themselves again. So let's practically look at this algorithm, how it works. So the first step is Dvika Glau. There are 2 syllables, Guru and Laghu. And the second step says mix themselves. That means Laghu and Guru once mixed with Laghu, Laghu and Guru once mixed with Guru. So then we have Laghu Laghu, Laghu Guru, Guru Laghu, Guru Guru. That's all the possible combinations in a 2-letter word. Now if you want to go for a 3-lettered word, that's when step 3 kicks in. Prudagla Misraha. It means we have to repeat the same process. So take Laghu Laghu, Guru Laghu, Laghu Guru and Guru Guru. This entire 4 combinations. We need to mix it once with Laghu and once with Guru. Then we have exhaustively all possible combinations for a 3-lettered word. Laghu Laghu Laghu, Laghu Guru Laghu and so on. Next, if you want a 4-lettered word combination scenarios, repeat the same process again. Same way for 5th, 6th, 7th, n-lettered word. You have to repeat this process n times, so that you have all possible syllable combinations to fulfill your word construct. If we follow the exact step-by-step approach given in this algorithm, we end up with this syllable sequencing, which when replaced with ones and zeros is nothing but your binary number system. The origins of binary number system are very much from Chanda Sastram. And of course, This entire step-by-step approach is encoded into a formula of 2 to the power of n. So that means if you want all possible combinations for a 3-lettered word, 2 raised to the power of 3, that's 8. So you have 8 combinations. Dvikaglau Misraucha Prudagla Misraha, 21st, 22nd and 23rd Sutras, 8th Adhyayam of Chanda Sastram, written by Pingalacharya. Here is where the origins of binary number system, that very basic idea, came from. And if you want more information on this one, do your research in this line and get to know the truth for yourself. So that was about the first algorithm, Prasthara, to calculate all possible word combinations. Moving to the second algorithm, Nestum. This algorithm is to precisely derive what would be the digital or the syllable sequence for a given position. Imagine that I'm dealing with a 4-lettered word combination. I have 16 possible scenarios. Of that 16 possible scenarios, how would like my 7th position be? What is exactly the syllable sequencing in this 7th position? To calculate that, this algorithm called Nestum is used. Now, I will not walk through the algorithms in detail. That's going to be huge. That's for you to research and understand if you're interested. But 24th, 25th Sutras, 8th Adhyayam, Chanda Sastram is all about Nestum, which is an algorithm to calculate the digital or syllable sequencing for a specific position in total word possibilities to be used in a Sanskritam slokam. The third algorithm given by Maharshi Pingalacharya is called Udustam. And this algorithm is the converse of Nestum, the previous one. In this algorithm, you have the digital sequence or the syllable sequence, and you should be calculating the position where it will fit in the entire long list of possible word combinations. Now I have this combination called Laghu, 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 where in the entire sequence of the word combinations for a 4-lettered word will this Laghu, 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 Laghu will go and sit. Same way for each of these. So 26th and 27th Sutras, 8th Adhyayam, Chanda Sastram by Pingalacharya. It elaborates about Udustam, which is an algorithm to calculate the positional number, I repeat the word, the positional number for a digital or syllable sequence in the total word possibilities. Up next is the fourth algorithm, Sankhya. This algorithm is to calculate the total number of possible combinations for an n-lettered word. Say for instance, if I have a 5-lettered word, now I want to calculate the total number of possibilities in a 5-lettered word. The different combinations of Guru, Laghu, the syllable sequencing. How many different possible scenarios are there for a 5-lettered word? I can just tell at a snap of a finger saying 2 raised to the power of 5, which is 32. So that's it. But here we are not talking about substituting values into formulas. Here we are talking about ancient algorithms that cracked this problem thousands of years ago. Now this algorithm is just to calculate how many possible word combinations you will be getting for an n-lettered word. Follow this algorithm and you'll get to know, no matter how big your word is, you can just simply calculate the total number of word possibilities for your syllable sequence. So, 28th to 31st Sutras, 8th Adhyayam, Chanda Sastra by Pingalacharya is the algorithm called Sankhya, which is to calculate total number of possible combinations for an n-lettered word to be used in a Sanskritam sloka. Up next is the fifth algorithm, Lagakriya. Most sophisticated algorithm of all and also my personal favorite. Maharshi Pingalacharya is the one who designed Meru Prasthara, which is unfortunately called as Pascal's triangle. 26th and 27th Sutras of 8th Adhyayam Chanda Sastram by Pingalacharya, Parena Purnam, Pare Purnamiti. This algorithm, when executed, gives us this triangular arrangement of numbers, an incredibly powerful tool for many calculations. Now, I already covered a step-by-step approach of the entire Meru Prasthara as part of another doc film of mine, which is the relationship of Sanskritam with computing. I'll try to leave the link in the description below. You can go and check that video, but in this video, I'm not going to repeat all that construction of this triangular arrangement of numbers called Meru Prasthara. However, as a quick touch and go, Maharshi Pingalacharya designed this Meru Prasthara for this specific purpose. Let's see what it is. Let's get back to the rhythmic templates that we have. So one of the template, imagine that it enforces you to construct a 5-letter word with 1 Laghu and 4 Gurus. Now what are the possible number of combinations with 1 Laghu and 4 Gurus? Of course, today you have the formula of NCR, you substitute and you'll get the value, that's fine. Again, we are talking about ancient algorithms. So in the algorithm of Lagakriya, Maharshi Pingalacharya gives us the construct of this triangular arrangement of numbers, which acts as a lookup table to quickly just find out how many combinations are possible. So let's see how simple it is. We need a 5-letter word. Go to the row number 5, and then we need 1 Laghu and 4 Guru combination. So starting from the left to right, if you count, the first box represents 0 Laghus and 5 Gurus. And the second box, 1 Laghu and 4 Gurus, which is 5. So there are 5 possibilities, like I gave here, in which you can construct a 5-letter word with 1 Laghu and 4 Gurus, perfectly given in their respective positions. Same way, you want a 20-letter word with 12 Gurus and 8 Laghus. Just extend this Meru Prasthara to row number 20 and look up the value just like that. Incredible amount of computation with respect to the combinations can just be done in matter of less than 2 seconds if you have this Meru Prasthara. Now that is the power of the supercomputing. That's how I wish to call this. Nonetheless, so that is the power of the algorithms given by Pingalacharya as part of Chanda Sastram. I will not go much technically into the subject. If you're interested, go and do your research and learn for yourself. And here is a piece of history that I would like to share on the same subject. Pingalacharya gave the Meru Prasthara. The date is given as 200 BCE, but don't go with the dates. It's a different story. Sometime later we'll discuss about it. But yeah, you cannot date Pingalacharya to 200 BCE. It could be much older than that for a simple reason. Your Vedas are based on Chanda Sastram. So the antiquity of Chanda Sastram you can't really date, so to speak. So anyways, so Pingalacharya gave this piece of Vedic knowledge called Meru Prasthara, which was translated by Omar Khayyam from Persia in 11th century. And in 13th century, Yang Hui from China, he translated this Meru Prasthara into Chinese. And in 16th century, Niccolo Tartaglia from Italy, he translated the Meru Prasthara into Latin. And finally in 16th century, Blaise Pascal from France, he published Meru Prasthara in the name of Pascal's triangle. In today's world where we talk about copyrights, patents, intellectual property, data privacy and all that stuff, all we need to think is the credit given to where it rightfully belongs to? I rest my case. Now let's get to the third and the last chapter, the key takeaways. Before getting to the key takeaways of this doc film on the algorithms on supercomputing, let me bring forward how this video could be misused. So we have two kinds of intellectuals in our society now, hyper left and hyper right. Now this subject of how the ancient algorithms facilitated extremely complex calculations in matter of seconds, people from the hyper right would call it as ancient India had advanced quantum computing machines. I mean, that's how the conspiracy could be spinned. It's just at a drop of hat, people come up with these kind of jingoistic theories. And the other side of the spectrum, you have hyper left bias, and the job of these people is only to dump and criticize without knowing an inch of the fact even. And these people will come up with punchlines like computers in ancient India used to run on Gaumotra. Very sarcastic, right? So the hyper right bias is a mindset that is blinding people with jingoistic and egoistic self-righteousness. And the people from the left, their mindset is blinded because of their religious or political or ideological filters. Like, if I don't subscribe to their god, they feel that I go to hell, for which I'm very happy. But they come up with these kind of sarcastic jibes without knowing any facts on the matter. So let us leave this cute couple to fight amongst themselves and let's move forward with a balanced approach. So what are the key takeaways for us? Here is the first one. If one tries to get into much more deeper aspects of this algorithms from Chanda Sastram, what we understand is it blurs the line, rather breaks the myth of art versus science. The entire Chanda Sastram is an art form, and very complex formulas or algorithms for computation are embedded into this art form. So you can't really call art and science as two different streams altogether. Let me give you an example. Music. You can express music intuitively out of your mind what you feel is a tune, or you can compose a tune mathematically following the progression of the notes. So it's just two different ways of expression or understanding what's happening around us in the nature. So that's my take at least. I don't see art and science as two different streams. So that's the first takeaway. And the second takeaway is understanding these concepts and tracing them back into the history of how science has evolved. Astonishing facts about the Bharatiya history would show up. 1,000 years of colonization has altered and skewed and misrepresented And the facts would come out in black and white when we start analyzing these kinds of subjects with a critical eye. Third takeaway is subjects like these tells us how sophisticated the grammar of Sanskritam as a language has been. It is one of the highly sophisticated languages with a rich grammar, culture and heritage, and that would be my third takeaway from this short doc film. As I always say, it doesn't make me any difference if you subscribe, like, share and all that stuff. That's not my interest. Rather, what makes me happy or where my interest is, like if I'm able to motivate people like you to pick up these subjects, read and research for yourself, and bring forward the true knowledge far and wide about the greatness of the dharmic culture of Bharat. The crown jewel of Bharat has always been the knowledge that she possesses. And Project Shivoham is all about bringing that crown jewel onto the top, into the front, far and wide amongst all of you. As a closing note, I would just like to flash some ancient manuscripts where the Meru Prasthara, unfortunately also known as Pascal's triangle, has been used in Bharat some hundreds of years ago to calculate the Guru-Lagu combinations to construct different kinds of words, possibly for maybe writing some Sanskritam slokas or poetry. So that's quite interesting to see how the worksheet of ancient Sanskritam Pandits were. The bottom line is read and research for yourself to discover these fantastic truths. And there are 3 more episodes that I did on Bharatiya Ganitam. Should you be interested, you can check the playlist Bharatiya Ganitam on Project Shivoham. And as always, thanks for watching.